Hey Pruvit community, and welcome. My name is Dr. Heather Cardin, and I will be your specialist live today to help answer all your questions that you have about ketones and ketosis and all things Pruvit. I know I'm a couple minutes early, but I'm super excited to be here with you on this Wednesday, as in each and every Wednesday at 1 o'clock Central Standard Time. We have a different specialist live here to help answer all your questions. So if you're brand new to Pruvit, welcome. Drop a number 1 so we can give you a nice big Pruvit warm welcome. If you've been with this community for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6+ years, let us know. We want to give just again a nice big warm welcome. This is absolutely your time to answer those questions you've been going, I wonder if that's really true. Maybe you've been just hearing about ketones, ketosis. This is a brand new conversation for you. Maybe you're well versed in ketones and ketosis, but maybe exogenous ketones are a new conversation for you. Maybe the functional fat is a new conversation. Our neuro boost, our keto kick is a new conversation for you. Our keto pro is something new for you. We're super excited to be here with you, or I'm super excited to be here with you to help you understand what we have to optimize your health and your journey towards better health each and every day. So we've got 30 minutes here today. I'm just going to refresh my computer screen so I can make sure I can get as many questions answered as possible today. A couple minutes about myself while you're getting notifications that we are doing this live today. You can go ahead and hit that share button and share it to your own timeline. You can share it through Messenger. You can tag your friends, your family, all those people you love and care about and you know who want to have a journey towards better health. You can tag them down below. I want to welcome everybody around the world because we know we have friends around the world joining us. And let's get started. So as I shared, my name is Dr. Heather Cardin. I'm the co-owner of Cardin Center for Wellness in Overland Park, Kansas. I'm very blessed to be with this community since 2015, since we had that one flavor orange dream, since we actually started and launched this company back then in 2015. However, I've been practicing for 25 years alongside my husband as a functional medicine practitioner. We have been teaching, practicing, and living a low-carb ketogenic lifestyle for 25+ years, probably more like 30, since we were doing that before we were actually licensed practitioners while we were in school. All of our patients are actually educated on eating a clean diet. Not everyone goes on a ketogenic diet, but there are certain cases where medically we do decide that is the best for someone to be on a ketogenic diet. Over the past 25 years, we've had many cases where we do suggest that is the best case scenario because we know how beneficial the ketogenic, having ketones in your body can be, how beneficial it is for your brain. However, we also know how challenging it can be, especially if you already have a healthcare condition that can make it more difficult for your body to achieve and maintain ketosis. So after doing this for 20+ years before Pruvit launched, studying the ketogenic diet, myself being in ketosis, having some own health challenges myself, or experiencing that through patients' eyes and their own journey, you can imagine how excited I was when I heard Pruvit did what nobody else has been able to do. See, we've actually studied the ketogenic diet for well over a century. We know how amazing ketone bodies can be for our brain and the rest of our bodies. We know it gives us better cognition, better memory, better recall. Our brains function much better, more energy, more oxygen. It's more beneficial from everything from our head to our toe, including digestion, our immune system, our gut health. So much better for our entire body. But it can be very difficult to maintain that level of ketosis, counting every macro. Sometimes it can be isolating. You want to go out with your friends, it's someone's birthday, it's a wedding, and can I have that macro? Can I not? Maybe it's a hidden food allergy. Maybe your gut's not functioning optimally. Maybe your liver is not functioning optimally, and you come out of ketosis. Again, it can just be sometimes very difficult. Now we have an amazing gift. I call it a tool that we can use each and every day, which is called Pure Therapeutic Exogenous Ketone. We have two fuel sources. We have glucose, which comes from carbohydrates and proteins, or we have ketones, which come from fat. On a traditional ketogenic diet, you have to consume a diet very high in fat, moderate protein, and low in carbohydrates. Sometimes 3, 5, 8% only in carbohydrates, which is mostly from vegetables and a few nuts and seeds. Now, with Pruvit, you can see I opened this up, my heart chart here. I also have a root beer because I love this. Now you can choose any lifestyle that works best for your body, which may be a vegan, a vegetarian, maybe it's a paleo, maybe it's zone, maybe it's just clean 30, maybe it is a ketogenic diet, maybe it's low carb. Any lifestyle that works for you. Grab your favorite shaker bottle, 12 to 16 ounces. Grab a package of NAT. NAT stands for naturals. This is a pure natural ketogenic exogenous ketone. Shake it up. Drink it up in 20 to 30 minutes. It puts your body in that state of ketosis. No counting macros, no measuring, no timing eating. Simply shake it up, drink it in 20 to 25 minutes. You'll be in that amazing state of ketosis in less than 59 minutes. Or you can simply just pop the top on and up, which is a free cell ketone, and it puts your body in ketosis. Same thing in just minutes. Tastes amazing, many different flavors. But let's get right down to your questions. How can I help you better understand how our amazing technology can optimize your health? I know we get questions, hundreds of questions every week. So Jose Martinez is saying, should I eat these? Should I drink these before I eat? Great question. So these are an energy source. We also know they help control appetite. They help connect our hunger hormones so you have that feeling of satiety or feeling fuller longer. We also know that sugar is highly addictive for many people. Ketones actually help balance out that addictive side of us, whether it's salty or sweet or over consuming food. So if you know you have a tendency to overeat, ketones help create satiety, which is that feeling of feeling fuller quicker, or helps connect those hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin. So if you know you have a tendency to go back for second and thirds, then it would be an amazing idea to drink your ketones maybe an hour, 30 or 40 minutes prior to eating, so you get that feeling of satiety, feeling full before you eat. It will also help turn off that sugar. Maybe it's sugar for you, maybe it's salty or potatoes or pasta. It will actually calm down that addictive nature or that craving nature that you feel towards maybe starchy vegetables, starchy pastas. But if you're a person who maybe doesn't normally overeat, but you just like to snack, then maybe between meals might be the right time for you. Or maybe you get the yawns between meals. You eat okay at breakfast and lunch, but boy, after lunch, you just want to take a nap, and that's where your energy dips down, because ketones are energy for your body. Then between meals would be the right time for you to eat. So great question. So Lynn Knowles says, can you speak to how ketones can help balance out blood sugar? Absolutely. So there's been many studies done about the relationship between glucose and ketones, exogenous ketones and glucose. They are not funded by Pruvit. They are third-party research studies done by credible universities out there. So they've actually studied that in the presence of exogenous ketones, in the presence means once you've drank them and they're in your blood system, that when you actually, and our body says, okay, I've got fuel in me, then I go eat a carbohydrate, whether it's a bagel, it's an apple, organic blueberries, or a steak, or a big bowl of pasta. What happens is our body detects and says, I've got instant energy, because that's what this is. It's instant energy. You didn't have to break down avocado. Your liver didn't have to go grab fat, uncouple it, make ketones. I just took a quick drink and I have instant energy. Now I'm eating a bagel, or again, organic apple, whatever it is, that ultimately breaks down into glucose, which again, insulin needs glucose to get to the target cell. Our body says, I've got energy already. I don't need as much glucose, so therefore I don't have to release as much insulin to get as much glucose to the target cell to need it for energy. So ultimately it downregulates the amount of insulin release, so you need less glucose overall in that relationship. So I've actually done a continuous glucose monitor. I've tracked my ketones with it, as many other people who are biohacking, and studies show that. So not my clinical study, but there are clinical studies showing that in the presence of exogenous ketones, when you drink this, it'll put you in a state of ketosis 2 to 3 to 4 to 6+ hours, depending on your body's own metabolism, the health of your cells. You actually will release less insulin in the presence when you consume carbohydrates. So I hope that makes simple science for you, Lynn. So great. And welcome from around the world. Welcome from Ontario, Canada. And then Eric is asking, could you please speak about fatty liver? So we have a couple different syndromes called NASH and NAFLD. It all has to do with, we know that we used to have cirrhosis of the liver that came from people consuming too much alcohol. We know alcohol really is just a breakdown of grains. We also have something called non-alcoholic fatty liver syndrome. Ketones do not cure, they do not treat any disease, any syndrome, any autoimmune disease. However, our bodies are so smart, they're so intuitive. Our body constantly wants to heal. So if you're actually consuming ketones and it actually dampens or silences your cravings towards sugars or sweet, or maybe you're drinking ketones now instead of your soda or your smoothie, or it was loaded with a bunch of fruits and a bunch of sugar, and now you're actually having less sugar intake, less glucose intake, less sugary carbohydrate calorie intake, then your body is less likely to store that in the form of fat, because because when you overconsume sugar, your body stores it in the form of fat. It ends up storing around the liver. So when it comes to something like non-alcoholic fatty liver syndrome or any type of fatty liver syndrome, whether it be alcohol, bananas, papayas, pastas, potatoes, your body says, hey, that's just extra calories I don't need in the form of straight sugar. I'm going to store that as fat. The liver happens to be one of those places, as is your abdominal area, your inner thighs, but specifically your liver. It just insulates and stores that fat around there. We call that visceral fat. That's really one of the most unsafe places or one of the places we don't want fat to be stored. So if you're consuming less overall calories, less insulin, less sugary fat, then your body's going to store less. You're going to have a healthier system. And if your body gets into a state of ketosis where it taps into the stored fat, there's a good likelihood, and studies show this, that you're going to tap into your stored visceral fat. That visceral fat is stored around your intestines, around your liver. Then your body's going to tap into that stored fat. Ketones, again, are an energy source. You'll have more energy. You're more likely to get moving, get running, get swimming, get biking, play with your grandkids, go out and just get moving, do yard work, mow your own yard. When you start doing those activities, your body becomes thermogenic, your metabolism goes up, you start burning more stored fat because you're in that fat burning mode. The fat around your liver could get tapped into and get burned. The fat around your belly could get tapped into and get burned. We are not a weight loss company, but fat burning ultimately happens when your body's in that state of ketosis. Ketosis simply means your body's in a metabolic state where it's burning fat for fuel. So great questions already. So I am going to refresh here for some questions. You guys have great questions here. And thanks for watching. Let us know where you're watching from. If you are with me and you are having a lovely ketone drink, let me know what you're drinking. This up is called a free cell ketone, like our Mexican ketones. This nat is actually a ketone salt. It's bound to sodium with a little bit of calcium. It is free. This is a free cell, which means it's not bound to anything but itself. So you're going to see there's no sodium in a free cell. There's a little bit of quicker uptake because your body doesn't have to actually wait for the salt to fall off and absorb into the bloodstream. A little quicker uptake, lower sodium. It does have carbonation. This is root beer. It's one of my faves. I know a lot of people like the cherry or the unicorn slam. I love the root beer. This is a ketone salt. It is the original. It is our hero product, the most popular product. It does come with caffeine and without caffeine. Caffeine has many, many good health benefits, especially as we get older, our cells get a little slower. The caffeine can help uptake the ketone into the cell much quicker. So it's a safe amount of caffeine, unless you know you're not a good water drinker. Maybe your doctor has told you to reduce your caffeine intake because of blood pressure issues or things like that. Always follow your doctor's advice. And again, don't forget to hit that share button. Share this with your friends, your family members, even if they're not drinking our products or using our electrolytes. There's always something to learn, hopefully, about your own health, that you can actually increase your health even by 1% today. So I'm going to roll to my questions over here. Sabrina's actually drinking the Orange Dream Proton, the original. And we have someone else drinking the Fueled by Females. So that's a great product. The Fueled by Female is not only for females. We do call it Fueled by Females, but it has some great adaptogens. If you know that you've got some adrenal weakness in there, it has some great adaptogen herbs, some green tea that actually help your adrenal glands, which are the engine for everyone's body, male or female. Also has some extra additives in there for fat burning. It has some other additives of B vitamins. So if you know you're a little bit more fatigued than usual, or you know you've been through a lot of stress, which most of us have the last few years, but maybe you're selling a house, you've had some family member stress, some financial stress, work stress, those adaptogen herbs in that Fueled by Female. I'm not going to get into the science. You can go ahead and just look at the label, and we explain that very well in a YouTube video on our Pruvit TV. But the Fueled by Female is not only for females. It is for males and for females. Some great adaptogens to help burn additional fat, to actually help increase the thermogenesis of our metabolism, which slows down at everyone's age. Really about 35 or so, our metabolism starts to slow down. So it does help, again, our adrenal glands, some adaptogens in there. So it's got a great kind of nice, not too sour, not too sweet flavor. So if you haven't tried it, I do challenge you to try it. The difference between the black label, so great question. Debbie is drinking the black label blue. So what is the difference between the black label and the regular nat? So the black label is called our Unleashed. It has approximately 30 to 33% more ketones, also more B vitamins, also has more caffeine. We want to actually take the whole entire patent blend of what our nat is, and it's Unleashed. It's a little bit more extra more B vitamins, more caffeine, more of the ketones. So if one package you say, boy, I do two pretty well, but I wish I had a little bit more boost, a little bit more ketone, I need a little bit more energy, a little more recovery after my workouts. I'm an endurance athlete. I don't do 1 hour a day workout. I do 2 hours a day. You know, I work a nighttime shift. I need a little more extra. I have 6 kids. I need a little more extra ketones, a little more extra energy. The Unleashed version might just be for you. However, if you're caffeine sensitive, or if you know you drink 2 or 3 cups of coffee a day, you already do a couple servings of the nat, maybe you're trending on not drinking enough water, you want to make sure you drink enough water and you don't do too much caffeine in a whole day, because that can actually cause cellular dehydration. But again, if you meet those criteria I talked about early, you might just try the Unleashed. Rebecca, that leads me to a great question. Rebecca McCarthy says, what about the sodium content? So sodium is so important for our body. It is the #1 item on every comprehensive metabolic lab panel. I always say when the ambulance comes, the first thing they do is give you a little bit of sodium. They give you a bag of IV fluids, which has sodium in it. Sodium is responsible for getting nutrients into the cell. It's a taxi cab that helps get vitamin C, vitamin B, water into the cell. Very, very important. Our formulators have very particularly put the proper amount of sodium into our nat, which means our ketones have a mild diuretic effect or dehydration effect. So the diuretic effect by 1 serving of nat, because it helps pull water, fat, and toxins out of our fat cells, also out of the layers in between our muscle and our skin, which is called our interstitial layers. So as it actually has that mild diuretic effect, it also pulls out sodium, pulls out some of the B vitamins. So we want to replace what is lost through drinking 1 single serving of nat. So the sodium in the nat, or any of our products, the broth, is actually meant to replace what is lost through drinking 1 single serving. It's not part of the RDA. It's simply what is to replace what is lost through 1 single serving. However, if you are a little concerned about it, if your doctor's had you watch your sodium level, that's why you can drink the Mexican ketones, which have 0 sodium. You can drink any flavor of the Up that have 0 sodium in it. So you have some great options. The broth has amazing ketones in it, has hyaluronic acid, type 2 collagen, has has less sodium in it as well. Also, the Keto Pro has a little bit less beta hydroxybutyrate, so less diuretic effect, also has less sodium in it. But again, the sodium is meant to replace what is lost through the diuretic effect of the beta hydroxybutyrate in here. So great question. Thanks for asking that. And also, no, you do not have to do the ketogenic diet if you're consuming or using our products. That's a great benefit. You can get the benefits of being in ketosis with any lifestyle that you choose, so you do not have to do the ketogenic diet. However, if you choose to do the ketogenic diet and you want to amplify your level of ketones, you want to be in therapeutic ketosis, I can tell you there's been times I've struggled to maintain a good level of ketones and actually feel really good, have a good energy level, but my levels maybe have been 0.8, 1.1. I haven't felt really great. This was prior to Pruvit launching their therapeutic ketone levels. Once I added Pruvit's pure therapeutic exogenous ketones in 2015, I'm like, this is how you're supposed to feel when you're in ketosis. So you don't have to be on a ketogenic diet. However, if you are, it will amplify, it will bring it to a higher therapeutic level. The great news is they're water soluble. So your body will only use what it needs and it will excrete out what it doesn't need. So your body will not retain it. So if you drink them today, it will use them for the next few hours. If you maybe have an extra serving, 2 or 3, which some people did during the reboot, your body simply excretes them out just like water. If you overdrink water, your body excretes out what it doesn't need, and then you don't hold on to it till the next day. So that's why you only remain in ketosis for a few hours. Your body uses the energy, excretes out what it doesn't need. That's what means being water soluble. If something's fat soluble, then your body will hold on to it. If you have extra, it will store it, like things get stored like fat, but water soluble items do not get stored. So I mean, people's favorite. So So heartburn, so if you're experiencing heartburn issues, so this is a great question. Our stomach is meant to be very acidic. It's meant to have a pH of 1 to 2. However, the standard American diet has actually caused our bodies to acclimate to the normal, I would say, to a higher pH level because we're eating fried foods, we're eating lots of bland, starchy foods. So what happens is people do get a little bit of reflux when you maybe if you've been eating the standard American diet, pastas and rice and banana and oatmeal and fried foods and French fries and those type of foods, pizza, those are all really alkaline foods. Then your stomach, if your pH of your stomach will either run out of hydrochloric acid, the parietal cells can become deficient. If you have a yeast issue in your stomach, or maybe you have Lyme disease, you have some other pathogen in your stomach, your parietal cells can actually get shut off and not make the proper amount of hydrochloric acid. We need acid in our stomach to actually help kill pathogens, also to help emulsify, break down and pull protein out of food, pull B vitamins and iron out of spinach. So we actually need our stomach to be an acidic environment. We come into this world in a state of ketosis as newborn babies. However, if you've been eating processed, fried foods, packaged foods the last 2, 3, 4 decades, your body has acclimated to that and raised the pH. So when you go back to your native fuel source, which is ketones, they have a lower pH, a more acidic environment. That's another reason we put the salt in here to help raise it and balance out the pH. If you experience that, that is absolutely normal. If you've been consuming the standard American diet, a more vegan diet that has more quinoa, more rice, what you do about that is you simply add a little bit of fat or protein. So maybe have a scoop of a nut butter, have a few seeds, have a scoop of avocado with your ketones, or you can add a little bit of aloe vera juice. You could have a little bit of nut milk or hemp milk. Some people actually like to take the Keto Pro and mix it with a little bit of chia or chia pudding, hemp pudding. Know that that actually does add a few calories to it if you're counting calories, but that will help get your body acclimated to it. So you may have to do that the first few days or few weeks, or reduce the serving a little bit. Make sure you're mixing it with 12 to 16 ounces of water. Don't over dilute it, so don't mix it with a gallon of water, but simply have a little bit of fat or protein, a couple bites of tuna salad, chicken salad, a couple bites of steak or leftover hamburger, or again, a couple bites of nut butter, almond butter, cashew butter, again, a teaspoon, a tablespoon with your ketones. That will help slow down the absorption. It will create a better environment for absorption in your stomach and within your gut terrain, and that will actually help with the heartburn or the reflux you're feeling. That's very normal. And then don't over guzzle the water, because that will actually help create reflux as well. So slow and steady. And you might have again, start with the Keto Pro if that's happening with the NAT. The Keto Pro has a little bit less of the beta hydroxybutyrate, but it also has MCT, which comes from coconut. The MCT is also a little more alkaline, which will also help you absorb it. Plus it has a little bit extra protein in it. So you might just try doing that or mixing half and half and see if that also helps with that. Great question. You guys have awesome questions today. And let us know where you're watching from. Let us know how long you've been with the Pruvit community and who just completed the July reboot. And if you did the July reboot, did you do the good, better, or best portion? And which Keto Pro did you end up getting in your kit? And what did you finish with today? Which flavor of Keto Pro? So Fred and Heather Wilson are asking, I know the Keto Creme is not in the reboot. This is true. And the Keto Creme does not have any ketones in it. It says, but does it break your fast? This is probably one of the top 10 questions. I think Dr. Angie going to get this every week. So the Keto Creme should not break your fast. However, for some people it can. The only truly way to know is actually check your blood glucose before. And so check your blood glucose before, say it's 85, mix up your Keto Creme in your coffee or your tea or whatever you consume it in, drink it, and then check your blood glucose 30 to 40 minutes later. If your glucose goes up, then it broke your fast. But I know that because there's so much quality MCT, specifically MCT8, so it also has C10 and C12, but your body will take MCT8 and it will really quickly convert it into additional ketones. That's why it most commonly 90% of the time will not break your fast, because of the high quality of the MCT You can see it right in here. It has a C8, C10, and C12. The C8 will quickly turn into additional ketones. Generally, it actually drops your blood glucose, but if you use, I've found this because I've checked my blood glucose a lot. I've had a continuous glucose monitor. I've checked those with other people that I've had experience this. If you use a lesser quality of coffee, if you're sensitive to the coffee, again, if you use a lesser quality non-organic coffee, or if you start adding like almond milk or other type of milks, nut milks that have, or heavy whipping cream, you start adding other things that have more calories to it, then sometimes that's going to raise your blood glucose because you're going to actually end up, your body has to break that down and has to use insulin for that. Or you can actually try using a half a serving, especially if you want to have 2 cups of coffee in the day. Do a cup of coffee. If it did raise your blood glucose, then just do a half a cup of serving. But 90% of the time, it is not going to break your fast. If you're worried about it, wake up, have water first, nat next, then have your coffee and your keto cream. So you can always switch it up and get your energy in first, then have your functional fat, then have your meal if you're doing intermittent fasting. Great question. And yes, somebody just asked, can you mix them? You can absolutely mix them. You can mix, you can mix the keto cream with the Keto Pro. You can mix the Keto Cream and the Keto Pro. You can mix the Keto Cream with any of the nats. You can mix the different keto creams if you want to mix the pumpkin with the vanilla, if you want to mix the caramel mocha with the hazelman. You can mix any of those flavors that you want, absolutely. And we have a lot of amazing recipes. Once you become a customer of Pruvit, we have an invitation-only lifestyle page called Drink Ketones Daily that we invite you to. And if you're already in there and you're looking for amazing recipes, use a hashtag Keto Recipes, Pruvit Keto Recipes. You're going to see the hashtag system pinned on that page, and you'll see amazing, probably think there's thousands of recipes in there that we've been posting because we post in there almost every single day. Thousands of recipes. You can make cookies, you can make biscottis, you can make chia pudding, hemp pudding. You can sprinkle this on top of your pancakes, your keto pancakes, and your porridge. You can make smoothies out of it. It's not just for coffee. It's functional fat. It has collagen, different strands of collagen, different strands of MCT, Ceylon cinnamon, which is great for immune system, great for digestion. Another reason that you do not usually see a rise in your glucose because of the amazing patented blend of our Ceylon cinnamon. So we've got a few minutes left here. So I'm having great questions here today. I love my keto cream too. Yes, you can have 1 to 2 packages of keto cream a day. I know some people are using Pruvit products to optimize their life, to get a better body composition, to get to their ideal BMI. We are not a weight loss company. However, know that there are calories in our products. So if you find yourself using 2 or 3 of the keto cream a day, 2 or 3 of the nat a day, you're actually getting the keto kick in a day. Know that those are still calories that your body needs to burn. So calculate those in, because still you cannot out exercise a lot of calories. So don't always focus on calories here at Pruvit. We focus on quality of food, clean foods, our better meals. If you haven't checked those out, please check them out. They will take so much pressure off of you. Don't have to go to the grocery store. They are antibiotic free. They're hormone free. They are farm to table fresh. They are balanced out, whether you're keto, low carb, paleo, clean. Amazing meals and snacks to check out. If you haven't checked them out, please check them out. Get back with the person who invited you to this page. They can help you shop for them. Let me see if we've got some other questions here. I love how people are helping answer other people's questions. That mean you've been paying attention and listening and understanding what we're doing here at Pruvit. Let's just talk about that. So what is Keto Kick? Yes, Keto Kick comes in 2 different flavors. It is our Neuro Boost, which means that the beta hydroxybutyrate, which is the ketone body itself, is a little bit differently blended than in the nat, which means it's bound to a potassium rather than a sodium. So it's more specifically for the brain. The amino acids in there are L-taurine, L-theanine. So it's a little bit different, more specific for your brain. People say they drink that and they feel like a light bulb has come off inside their brain. They feel that they remember things that look brighter. They actually hear birds chirping. I've heard all lots of stories, but it is true. It's very specific to uptake quicker into your brain. This 1 serving, yes, will put you in ketosis. I just flew this week and last week. You can put in your carry-on. It's 3 ounces. You do not dilute this. You don't reconstitute it. You simply drink it. If you tried this, put down what flavor you have tried. Have you tried the lemon drop or the strawberry kiwi? Let me know which one is your favorite. It does come in a box of 6, and you can put that in your smart chip. But yes, let me know know which one you tried, but no, you don't have to reconstitute this. The Mexican ketones, which I don't have a sample here, Dr. Ralph has drank them all. I'm waiting for my smart chip to come any moment. They are a small ampule, they're liquid. The difference between the Mexican ketones and the NAD is simply the sweetener. In order to be compliant with the regulatory Commission of Mexico, we had to use a different sweetener. We still have an all-natural sweetener. It's still gluten-free, soy-free, dairy-free. It's called allulose. Allulose is an all-natural sweetener. It will not spike your glucose. It will keep it, again, in ketosis. You'll still achieve ketosis in less than 59 minutes. So instead of erythritol and stevia, which are the main sweeteners here, we use allulose, which is an all-natural sweetener. It's 1/10 of the sweetener of a plum. So it has a little bit smoother taste or a little bitier taste, but those ampules you do not drink straight. You actually do need to reconstitute it. It's kind of a thick syrup, and you need to reconstitute it with 12 to 16 ounces of water. So make sure you shake and drink that up. The Keto Kicks, you do not need to shake and drink those up. So again, I want to thank you guys for joining us here today. I think we've gotten a lot of great questions answered here today. And yes, you can still have 2 of the NAT and a Keto Boost. The best time to take the Keto Kick, I like to call it a Keto Boost. It's a Neuro Boost, but it's called Keto Kick. You can take it anytime you want to be the very best version of yourself. So if you have a presentation, you've got to actually maybe just have a sit-down talk with your friends, or maybe you're getting ready to go to a class. Anytime you want your brain to be a best version, you got a long drive, you've got maybe, that you maybe get anxious when you fly, and you want your brain to just calm down and be center focused or target focused. Anytime you want to do that, a lot of people are using this. You can see it on our social media before they work out, because we know that when you work out and quit, it's all up here in your brain. What keeps you from one more rep, one more workout, one more trip around the track is here. It's in your brain. People love this before a workout. I love it before I see patients in the afternoon. I feel like I need a little bit more of a boost in the afternoon. That's kind of that adrenal time. I have my ketones and I have a keto kick in the afternoon. I do drink my Keto Pro 45 minutes before bedtime, because it does help calm down the brain. It actually increases GABA and calms down dopamine. So it actually gets you in a better state for your brain to go to bed, to get to that deeper sleep right before you go to sleep. So I know our time is out today. Again, my name is Dr. Heather Carden, coming to you live from Overland Park, Kansas. Really excited to be here with you on this Wednesday, helping you better understand all the amazing tools we have here at Pruvit to help better optimize your body on your journey towards better health. Let us know where you're coming from today. If you're watching on replay, let us know with the replay, where you're watching it from, what you are mixing, shaking up, and drinking today. If you're brand new, drop a number 1. You've never even tasted a Pruvit product, or maybe you've tasted but you haven't ordered yet. Let us know. If you've already been ordering but you're not a part of our Drink Ketone Daily page, please hop over there. You have some questions to answer. When you ordered, who you ordered from. We want to get you in there because it's our amazing lifestyle page. We share everything from cooking tips, cooking hacks, when there's promos, when there's specials, when there's sales. We coach through there, like through the reboot, like we just did for 4 years now. So we don't want you to miss out on any part of what we have to offer here at our amazing, incredible community. Don't forget to hit the share page. This is absolutely meant to be shared. You never know who might just need to hear the information that we've shared here today, or the question that you asked that I was available to answer today. We know that somebody else also has this question. It can be found here on Instagram. It can be found here on our Facebook page, on our stories. So you guys have an amazing day, and we'll be seeing you soon. Keep on proving it. Bye-bye.